Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renegade! So, we are going to be interviewing ATW once again after it's been about a month. I want to hear what's really going on with him. I know a lot of you also want to hear what's going on. A lot of you are also wondering why. Why ATW is he, I don't know, like leaving MOF for a little bit? Why is he returning to this place? And I just want to get like all these answers rolled in today, so we can address them with Greg Byrne, address them with MOF, and yeah, let's get ATW sit down in this chair and you start asking questions. I'm answering questions, of course, and we'll get this started.
Squa, Squa, Squa. It's been a while. Let me take my seat. Finally the double champ. Let me put my titles down. So what do we have on these questions today? Okay. How were you feeling after becoming MOW Gigas champion? This one's obviously going to be pretty easy to explain. I'm just feeling in awe, man. Like, I know I've gotten a lot of success on MOF, but I never thought it was really going to, like, actually be integrated within the MOW storyline and basically, cement my legacy there. But yeah, it's been one hell of a couple of days, and I feel like it's been one hell of a road, I will say. Because think about it, like I am the dominant force of MOF. I defeated the dominant force of MOW. Like that right there is called talent. That is like really, it's really good to see a champion when they're able to get back on their feet when they lose a title and basically make history, be history makers, you know and I feel like that's very important as a champion. And I feel like even if a lot of places may not accept the champion that you are, or if you're feeling down, just keep going, man. One day you'll be like me and you'll have the Gigas title. Anyway, what other questions we got here, Squa? Let's see. Relationship with Todd Igler. Oh, this is a good one. So my relation with Todd Igler, honestly, it's been pretty well. I mean, I didn't even expect us to have like a full-on relationship. I kind of just thought Igler was just gonna be some neutral wrestler, neutral human being. But I guess me and him kind of formed our alliance. I'm actually a little surprised still that he came to help me when I needed him most. I needed him against Jake Squa, and I'm still mad at Jake after what he after what he did. Um, Definitely gonna get his ass kicked at some point. But Igler, me and Igler are like, ever since I've connected with Todd Igler, he's been like a real friend to me. Like he's not just like my associate, like in KDA or whatever, where they eventually betrayed me when I lost my leadership. But I feel like Igler is finally like that real connection that I've been looking for, and it'll bring me to the next couple of questions. But anyways, let's see what other questions you got, Squa. I know it's a little early in the day. Okay, so What is your favorite MOF moment? My favorite MOF moment. This is like really hard to think about because there's like a lot of favorite moments in MOF that I have endured myself. Obviously, winning the endurance champion like years ago was like something really cool for an early career. Um, Obviously, winning the Gigas champion just the other day. But if I really had to pick, like, what was my best moment, it was when I was in KDA. I was the KDA owner, and basically what happened was at Summer Bummer, out of nowhere, I decided to cash in on Ray Silva, and that was like a blessing to do because not everyone gets to actually cash in their briefcase and like become a world champion of any sort, whether it's Romix or MOF. And I feel like honestly, that's just like one of the best underrated moments of my career. Um, a lot of folks think the same thing, that Summer Bummer or you know Cashback were like the OG two events that like were really good this year. Those are the OGs of the year, pretty much. And so yeah, and then if I had to like do like a favorite like faction wise, I would probably say KDA was probably my favorite, at least while we were okay. Because, like, for once, we all kind of felt like dominant. We all felt like a dominant force, and we kind of just took KDA to the next level. I know Janite or Jeffrey in real life was going to revive this faction, but I think honestly the the whole 2025 has kind of just been the year of KDA, if I'm being honest. Pretty much anything behind like Road to Greats, because obviously after Road to Greats and Janite finally taking back his ownership, the whole thing has kind of just fell apart. And what happened was, Janite is now, he's basically corrupt like me, you know. But anyway, that's none of my business, and I think I'm going to go to the next question now. Ooh. Update on Vibe return. Squa, how many times do I have to keep asking you to not mention Vibe? Fine. I will finally tell you guys exactly what I think about this whole group, about this brand, okay? So basically, what happened is I had a recent meeting with Vibe and the management there, and honestly, I feel like they've just been like really, manipulative, I feel like they're being manipulative but also very discriminatory at the same time. Like I feel like Vibe, like you know how I've had this quest Squa where I've like tried to return to Vibe. Like remember I returned like all the way back in April for like 20-30 minutes, and then I was kicked out. Yeah. Ever since then I haven't really walked through the doors. I haven't even gone close, but you know. And then the the real reason why I'm obviously pissed about Vibe, is because I feel as if they're not giving me the opportunity to come back and like show off, my skill and success. I feel like what they're trying to do is they're trying to be very selective. They're trying to be very selective against their students, and I'm obviously very like pissed and kind of a tyrant about this at the same time. Like this is obviously not like good management behavior, and Honestly, I think if Vibe just does one more strike, I'm going to pretty much put those bad reviews back on their page. Cause it's kind of there's a point where you're on your mission, right? Where I started the mission back in April to come back, right? There were a lot of different steps I had to do. First, I had to wait like 3 months after May of 2025. Then it was, lo and behold, it was September. I had to wait a whole summer. And then I had a meeting with manager Kelsey. She told me that I needed a support person. Then, after that, we had a meeting, another meeting, a month later from that, and it was also about the support. Then, we had a meeting just the other day, and they said, "Oh, this support person is really good. Oh, ATW's done really good. He's done really good. If I did good, just let me back in, bro." And obviously they didn't, because they're very selective. Again, they can be a little bit discriminatory too. And I've mentioned that on MXP. If you want to hear the full like description of Vibe, I suggest you go watch MXP from a couple of weeks ago, and you look thoroughly through the entire thing, because you'll find a lot of information on there. But yeah, and then now they say after that recent meeting the other day that I basically need to go into another group, a foreign group, not anything part of Vibe, just anything with like other, wrestlers or teenagers, like, so I'm very mad. And if this next step, I swear to God, Squa, I swear to God, with all of my heart and all of my fists, if anything just doesn't work out, if this doesn't work out, because I'm going to take a chance with this for like 2 months. And if it doesn't work out in 2 months, this is the last straw, and I'm ending it. And I'm just going to kind of continue finishing, of course, my MOF story and my other personal goals while I'm off of MOF. And maybe on Renegade a couple times, because I love Renegade. Who doesn't love Renegade? Anyway, that was a long conversation about Vibe, but if you want to really hear the whole story, I would suggest going to other Renegade episodes where I've explained about them, or just go to MXP. Anyway, number 5. This is the last question we got. When can we expect you to return to MOF? Okay. So a lot of people have been asking me this outside of MOF. Why did you leave MOF? Why are you taking a break from MOF? Like, what's the whole holdup, man? And unfortunately, I was diagnosed with a head injury. I don't know if you can see the scar right here, but it was from Summer Bummer. Unfortunately, Greg the Scheme reopened that injury that was sealed, and now me and Greg Byrne have signed some paperwork and decided that I need some recovery time, I need recovery time to wind down a little bit, take a short break, and then eventually I will come back. I don't know when the exact date is. I haven't gotten the stats yet, but I'm hoping that I can return roughly around. I would say either Christmas Crumble, or I would probably return for the Monster Rumble. Either one of those two, but there's no guarantee. There's obviously no guarantee. I might even return between them, like on an Ignite episode or something like that. But it's not really up for discussion. So I'm not really like looking to return right now, because I also, while I'm injured, I have some personal goals that I need to get done. And I can't really get them done if I'm on MOF at the same time, because it's burning too much energy. It's burning too much of my physique, my stress, my everything. So I'm basically going to be on the shelf for probably as long as possible before coming back. And I hope you guys understand that, you know, I know this is a little heartfelt, but I hope you guys understand why I'm doing this. You know, don't be sad that ATW is not there for the crowd or anything. I'll be back. Don't worry. I will be back, and I will eventually defend the MOF title a couple more times, or however many times I hold it. So, with that concluded, with the conclusion, I think honestly the conclusion, like I'm just happy, man, as a double champion again. You know, it's always a privilege to be the double champion and to, you know, embrace that. And if people can't respect you, and then that's kind of like the key takeaway. They don't respect you, and then you just, you know, find that respect somewhere else, like MOF, of course. Everyone respects me on MOF now, except Jake Squa, but everyone else. And obviously, the key takeaway with number 3, which was my favorite MOF moment, and that was like, I know there's a lot more that I could say, like when I was at the Badlands with Janite and did all those crazy segments and stuff, all of the brawls I've been in, like honestly, if I had to name my favorite rivalry, I know this wasn't on the question Squa, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but my favorite rivalry, like my favorite like person to rival with was probably Janite. It had to be Janite because there was a lot of interesting segments. I know Janite in real life is gonna kill me for saying this, but like like it was like one of the best rivalries, honestly. Like we had a lot of intention in the rivalry. You know, one of us was in KDA, one of us was trying to get it back. It was like a really good connected storyline, you know? And obviously, on my question number 4, concluding that one about the vibe return, I honestly don't think it's happening, dude. Like, I don't know why you guys just like keep asking the same questions on MOF. All you fans keep asking the same question. Oh, ATW's returning to Vibe. I saw a leak of him returning to Vibe. I never returned to Vibe. Okay? And yeah, like honestly I'm mad with them, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, they're kind of just management, you know. Like whether they're bad or good is kind of just their decision, and you know, I think this is a sign that, you know, something in the universe is telling me, hey, you got the MOF title, you got the Gigas title now. You gotta like defend your shit, man. You gotta defend your titles. So I'm gonna do that, and yeah. And another thing I'm kind of mad about, like this is, I'm also gonna conclude this is gonna be our last conclusion, okay? But but I'm mad that a lot of people have, you know, accused me. So I don't know if you saw on a few weeks ago on Ignite, but Janite actually got attacked by somebody. We don't know who this person is, honestly. I'm not gonna pay attention to it too much, but a lot of people think that it's me. A lot of people have accused that I'm the one who took the ownership, but look, do you see anything around my neck? It's just my Cuban chain. I didn't take the ownership, you know? And I think that because a lot of people are accusing me of like, oh, this hoodie guy has a similar build to ATW. Oh, wait, isn't that ATW under the mask? Like, guys, come on. I was literally, at the time of the attack, I was literally backstage preparing for my segment with Todd Igler. That's what I was doing. And I can pinky promise that. So, you know, it is what it is. Who knows who this attacker was, honestly. It's kind of not my business anymore, and I'm kind of just going to forget about it. But, you know, it's all good. So, yeah, Squa, I think we're going to end right here. It was nice talking for a good 20 minutes. Venting, talking. Okay. I'm gonna take my titles, and now I'm going to leave.
All right. That was a wonderful speech, ATW. That was a very wonderful speech.
Yeah, thank you, Squa.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, but yeah, we heard ATW's speech, and it seemed very formal. It seemed very like statementative. Like it had a statement to it. Um, Obviously he's very mad about the vibe management and all that, and I totally get it. I mean, I've been in situations like this before, and I know what ATW's going through. So it must be like really, really painful and all, but I know he'll get through it, and it'll all be good at the end of the day. But concluding his MOF return, we don't know when he's going to return. We don't know what is going to happen with his return. We don't know if his return is going to be put on hiatus for MOF due to injury. But hopefully not, because his contract does end in late 2026 when he signed back in 2022, I think, when he re-signed. So yeah, we're going to end right here. Have a good day, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful evening, and yeah, we'll see you all on Ignite.